Welcome to Girls Like Us podcast. Welcome to Girls Like Us podcast. Welcome to Girls Like Us podcast.
Everything that happens to you is your teacher. The secret is to learn to sit at the feet of your own life and be taught by it. Polly B. Behrens.
Hi guys, welcome to Girls Like Us.
I felt like I had a slow moment or something. Like, I feel like I'm going through the mud. You know how it's kind of like hard. That's how I felt right there. Like, what is happening?
Well, this is Venus.
This is Charlotte.
Actually, that's Mary Poppins.
Oh my goodness.
We are back. We had to take a little break because I was peopled out.
Right.
I was drained.
Oh my God. And then COVID came along and shut it down anyway. So, yes.
And then Charlotte decided to go live her best life away from everybody.
It was wonderful.
And now we're back again.
We are back.
Do you want to tell us what you've been up to?
Guess who's back? It's a song like that, but I can't remember the lyrics.
There's Guess Who's Back Again, Slim Shady.
Yeah, that is what it is. That was exactly what I was trying to get out. So after our fabulous event, I needed to regroup, vacation. So I went to the islands and it was spectacular. The views, I feel so muffled. Do I sound muffled?
No?
No? Okay, it's just me. Oh my God, the views were so amazing. Like, it was so relaxing, sitting on a beach, drinking drinks, multiple drinks all day long, with not a care in the world.
She had a liquid diet.
I definitely did. It was so great. The sunset cruise and just hanging out and just relaxing, and actually got in the water. I was petrified. I definitely was petrified, but it was just definitely so needed. It was great.
That is good. Mm-hmm. I know you needed that. I had been arguing with you about.
Yes, I feel like I need to go again right now. Like, let me just get back on the plane and just go back.
Just go.
I'll figure it out once I get there.
You're like, I'm gonna live here now.
Yes.
You're gonna live off the land.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna
find
wing
you a
it.
nice farm boy.
Right. I'm just gonna wing it. Like, I'll figure it out. Kids grown. I got this. Like, you know what? Everybody just fend for themselves. When I need to come back, y'all have your own place, so I'll just come back and live with y'all instead of the other way around.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm with it. I agree. I approve this message.
Thank you. See, in the card just says I'm gonna be a traveler. So I think this was definitely, when I was out there, I was like, I could definitely see this, like the different, just how everybody else lives. I could definitely see myself being a traveler, just traveling.
That's always been my thing since I was little. Like, I'm gonna travel the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how.
It's crazy. The craziest thing that's been, like, I don't know, on my brain, it keeps coming up in movies. Like, it keeps coming repetitive to me. So I'm thinking this is my next trip outside of Japan. London. It just keeps coming to me.
Ooh.
And I don't know why, like, in everything, like, the things that I read, I'll see it on TV, up in conversations. So I was like, London is on my list.
I think they have a fence. It's like a bridge. Like, I think it's like the Bridge of Love or something.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, they have all these locks of, like, lovers that have gone and, like, put, like, a lock on that. It's like a fence.
Oh, I've seen it. Yes. Yeah,
so,
I've seen it.
I've always wanted to go, like, for myself, because, you know, I've been doing everything.
I'm telling you, it's definitely gonna happen. I feel it. Like, it just keeps coming up. So I'm like, my Google is in with the accent.
Are you serious?
It is. I'm like, it's happening. I'm getting myself together.
I didn't even know Google had different accents.
Yeah, they do. They was like, what is that accent? And I'm like, I'm just getting my accent ready so I can blend in.
Let me hear it.
I'm still practicing. No.
You're ready. Wow. I'm trying to help you out.
Thanks. Oh my God. I'm still getting it together. But yes.
That's good. Well, let me tell you, you were missed. It was so funny because I was like, damn, like I haven't seen her all week. But nothing interesting happened on this side of town. There was nothing going on. It was just you away. I haven't been that. You know, I've been so peopled out, so I was just like, what did I tell you? After this, don't ask me to do nothing for like at least till next year. Like I'm peopled out. Thanksgiving just happened. You know what I did?
What did you do?
I put on fuzzy socks and watched a movie and slept. Woke up at like 3, had dinner.
That's a beautiful thing. Yes, that's good. You should relax.
I was in my PJs all day. I had no worries.
That's the best way to go.
But now I'm about to go on vacation, which is not like I'm not going away, but you know. I'm looking forward to that. I'm people like when I tell you I'm people out, like I don't want to be invited to nothing. I don't want to go out nowhere. Like I just want everybody to leave me alone.
Right, I feel you.
Because I attract people that just like gravitate towards me.
That's the weirdest thing. I forgot to tell you about the random person who just made a conversation with me. I was just like,
but that's your thing.
it is all the time. People always just manage to want to ask me this question, and I was just like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was just like, "Sure, why not?" Because you felt that comfortable to ask me. It was about trust and relationships, and I was just like, "Okay, all right, yeah." So maybe that did it. Maybe that triggered everything. Like, oh,
Well,
oh gosh.
trust in relationships is a fun topic we should talk about.
They can be quite something else. It definitely was. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, I guess you felt like, I don't know, I had the answers to it or something. I was just like, oh, okay.
You're like, you know, like sometimes, I don't know, I sent it to you, I sent it to my best friend. It was a picture of like Kylie, and she had a bottle of 1942, and you know 1942 is my shit. But the caption said, you acting like you have your life together, or people thinking you have your life together when you really don't. And it said Virgo and Taurus. And I was like, and I sent it to my best friend. I'm like, isn't it funny how y'all think I just have my whole life together and come and ask me for like this love advice? I'm like, I don't even have a relationship.
You stupid.
And but I told her like it's because coaches don't play.
There you go. There you have it.
I'm like, people just think you got it all together. I'm like, I don't even have the answers to my own problems, so I'm about to give them to yours.
It's easier to give out advice. That's why.
It's so funny because the person that I was dealing with the other day had given me like this advice, which was the same advice that I had given them about like a particular situation.
That's
and I
funny.
started laughing, and I was like, "Oh, look at you!" I was like, "Giving me the same advice I gave you now. I was gonna follow it."
Go figure. How does that work?
That's what happens when you're hard-headed and stubborn.
That is.
Literally, I was like, "Why can't you just follow your own advice, right?" You know, it's talking about this. My brother once told me, because we were talking about that. He said, I'm really good at giving advice. And I was like, I am too, bro. I'm a pro. Ask all my friends. Like, I give you expertise life advice. He said, but I'm really bad at taking it. So I guess what he started doing is he started addressing himself like in a third person type of way, like if he were a friend. So he's like, I don't dismiss it on some like put my emotions in it. I pretend that I'm like talking to one of my best friends, like I'm giving them advice. So then so he could be more like unbiased about it and like kind of take it more. He's like, no, I don't think I do it all the time, and because you know egos play part of it. Yes. But I was like, you know, maybe there's something to that, cause
so if he asks somebody, he asks as if it's somebody else, that he's talking about somebody else.
No. Like when he comes to himself and he sits with himself, he kind of views himself as a third party, or he'll be like, let's say my best friend, like let's say like, you know how we do, like we journal. He'll be on some like I think my best friend should do this and this regarding the situation. Because he's thinking that the advice is towards his best friend, but it's really for him.
For him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then if he goes back and reads it, it's like, this is what you should be doing.
Okay.
So I guess that's how we should follow owner advice. Are we going to do it?
Probably not. Look. Probably not. Oh, I should probably turn my phone on vibrate.
What is it? Do as I say, not as I do.
Yes, that's what parents always say.
But we all know that children don't. Children do as we do, not as we say.
That is so true. It's sad because it's like, well, we should lead by example.
You know, I literally just said this to someone I was talking to yesterday, and I was like, remember that your children do as they see, not as what you say. So if you're very unhappy living in circumstances that aren't well for you, your children are seeing that and they're taking that as an acceptable way of life. So when they get older and they're living in those circumstances and you're trying to kind of drag them out of those circumstances, kind of like think back to this moment that you're kind of letting them know that it's okay. So if you wouldn't want a situation for your child to be in, do not put yourself in that, like take yourself out of that situation, because you are also someone's child.
Right.
So it's the little domino effect. But what do I know, because I don't have children? Allegedly.
You so stupid, not allegedly.
No, I don't allegedly have children. I don't have children. I'm saying my advice is allegedly.
Oh, wait.
Yes, but today is going to be a simple episode. I think like we're just going to try to get back into the groove of things.
Yes.
Because we're also trying to figure out how we're going to record, because our place got shut down again because
this doggone COVID ain't no joke out here.
Illinois just out here doing the most.
Yeah, as soon as we like, oh, we back on track, getting back in the swing of things, and then boom, here we are, back on lockdown.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of suspected it was coming, but it's here.
My brother and I were talking about it, and he's like, I expect like a full shutdown maybe with the new administration. And I was like, I've been saying this since the beginning. We need a full shutdown. Charlotte's are like, no, we can't shut down.
I don't think they will though, but they said that they wouldn't be able to, just because they said everybody isn't going to enforce it. That's the whole thing. Like, even if they did it, they said every like town and stuff isn't going to enforce it. So it's pretty much up to.
But if they send like the federal government at that point, what are they going to do?
They didn't send the federal government the first time.
I honestly, I hate to say this, but because we didn't control it the first time, I think this second time is gonna hit a lot worse than the first time. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna play out, which I don't wish it, of course, because like I'm so tired of this. Like, mind you, like I said, I was on lockdown before the lockdown, like, because I wasn't going out, I wasn't doing anything, and like at this point I'm kind of like, oh my god, like I just want to go to a freaking museum by myself.
It truly sucks, because I felt like instantly when they was like, oh, we back on lockdown advisory or whatever, I was just like, oh my god, we about to do this again. Like, I feel like, okay, I got through the first wave, but like I'm literally tired of it. Like, I want to do things, I want to be able to move around without all these restrictions, or running back to my car because I forgot my mask, digging in my purse trying to find my mask. Like, I'm so like ready for this to be over.
Let me tell you, this mask thing, I hate it. I hate it in the sense of like my face already breaks out a lot, and because of my other job, like it's very physical. Like my whole chin is so broken out. Like I literally just like, I want a new face. Like, I don't know what to do. I do, because I'm getting, like, all this, like, acne from the mask because I'm sweating in this mask. And I understand it's for everybody's safety. But also, my skin doesn't feel the greatest. Like, my skin burns and it itches. And, like literally, I'll feel, like, the bumps in my face pulsating. Like, that's how bad it is. And it's just, like, it's not just one thing. Like, it hurts. Like, they literally physically hurt. Like, they're not just there.
They are very uncomfortable. Also, with the hand sanitizer, it dries your hands out. Like, as many, you see the big ass thing you get to put on, but it dries your hands out. Like, when I was out on vacation, I was studying using, hand sanitizer for everything, and it's just like, you got to carry hand sanitizer and your moisturizing lotion because it quickly dries it out fast, and it's just like, geez, you got that with the face mask, and it's like it's aggravates, like it kind of rubs up against my skin or something. I think it's because of the cloth material. It's so just annoying.
Yes, we can't even go to a restaurant and eat anymore.
No, and sitting on a damn 5-hour flight with the mask on just is not. I felt like,
you had to sit in the plane with the mask on.
yeah, you can't take your mask off unless you're like eating or drinking something. That's it, and they're like watching. Like if you ain't drinking nothing, your mask is on.
You know what's so funny? Yesterday I went to Target. Right now they're saying that, and because I love Target. Target, you should sponsor us. I went to Target because I hadn't seen my best friend, and I was like, I miss you. So of course we're like, let's go to. We're like, what do we need from Target? Target's gonna tell us what we need when we get there. We went to Target and they were announcing, because you know how Chicago has they have like the liquor curfew like at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So they were announcing it through the speaker, like, you know, you need to come if you're gonna buy liquor. And then they said, we have to remind you that there are no drinks allowed on the floor. So like, you know how they usually have the Starbucks with the Target, like you can't have it because then you have to put your mask down.
Wow.
So Target is saying that you can't drink on their floor pretty much, like, because you have to keep your mask up at all times.
Wow.
And I was like, this is insane. Like,
it is.
It is so crazy. I mean, it makes sense to an extent because, like I said, like, oh, so why? Because you're drinking water, COVID doesn't exist. Like,
Right.
It makes sense. But I'm like, this kind of like needs to, like, they need to find something for this or do something, or
Right.
I don't know. Whoever let Experiment 626 out needs to like take it back.
That is so crazy. Yeah. It sucks. It really. Even when we was like on the ferry, like we had to have a mask on, which didn't make any sense because it was open. Like the ferry is wide open, so this fresh air coming in. So why do we have to have our mask on? But they were like adamant about it, like they were like patrolling you, watching you to make sure that you did not take your mask off or put it down or whatever.
That's so crazy.
And I'm like, but we're literally in a ferry outside, so because it's like,
you know, it kind of annoys me to see the people that are like outside, like in the park or like running outside with their masks on. Like it just annoys me.
Right, exactly. It don't make any sense if nobody is
over here.
If nobody is around you, like why? Like I could see if people, like, it makes sense if somebody around, but if there's nobody around you, like why? Or the people who are in their cars with the windows rolled up with their mask on.
I mean, if you're an Uber, I get it, but these people
but no,
in
they're
Uber,
driving their cars.
I know.
They're...
I'm like, if you're an Uber taxi driver, I get it. I condone it. I'm with it. Yes, but these people ain't no Uber drivers. Like I'm like, why? Like why?
Exactly. I don't know.
I'm over this COVID.
I definitely am.
Like,
I'm definitely over it.
I mean, right now it's the winter, so I guess it's kind of like whatever because everybody wears scarves anyway. So
it's kind of
it kind of works out like, oh, I forgot my scarf. Guess what? I still gotta cover my mouth. So I think that's the only upside. But like during the time that it's been hot and everything, like no.
It's crazy though because last year this time it was already in the United States already, and everybody was pretty much doing what they wanted to do. So it's just like,
you know, I posted this video of my best friend and I, like mid-February, right before we shut down, and I had like that weekend I went to the museum where I took the bus, and then that Monday I had a doctor's appointment, and my best friend went with me, and like there was people already like carrying their masks, but it wasn't mandatory. And I remember we were just looking around like, oh my god, these people are so freaking out type of thing because they're like wearing masks. And I remember we like day drank that day because after my doctor's appointment, and I was like, this was the last time we were legally like allowed to be out with like without masks, without restrictions, like just being able to live the life that we knew. And it feels like it was such a long time ago.
It don't even feel like it was last year. It felt like it was years ago at this point. And that's just crazy because it's like, last year we had a holiday party. It was
We did this year.
yeah, this year. And it's just like, it seemed like it was years ago. Like, that was literally this year. Like,
Yes.
it don't even seem like it. It
Yes.
definitely don't seem like it. Just thinking about, like, we did the girls trip this year before the lockdown, right after All-Star game, before the lockdown came. So it's just like,
We went to that podcast event, Horrible Decisions, right before it, remember?
yeah, because she was sick. Which I think Weezy was sick when she came in.
I think she was hungover.
No, you remember she said she was sick. She probably had COVID then.
We could have all had COVID.
We could have, literally, because it was here at that point in time.
Mhm.
It was already here, and she was sick because she was like, bear with her or whatever, because she was sick.
I thought that she was sick because she was hungover.
She said she was sick.
Damn.
She could have had it then. We all could have been infected, because the rhyme or reason to it doesn't. There is no rhyme or reason. Like, I can be around you and have COVID, and you might not even get it, and then later down the line, you just end up getting it.
Yeah. Think about everything we did before we shut down. I think it was just that weekend when he was like, "Oh, I don't advise for you guys to go out." It was St. Patrick's weekend.
It was, because nobody listened. Yeah.
And it was so funny because usually, like, my friends and I will go out for St. Patty's Day, and we're like, you know what, let's just sit this one out. Like, we could go out another time, and we're like, fuck it. I think we're the only ones that listened. And we're like, we shouldn't have listened. We should have just
That was your last chance. That was your last.
Yes, because we're like, oh, let's sit this one out. Because, like, you know, if they're saying this, it might be serious. Because at that point, we still didn't even know how serious it was because they were downplaying it. And I was like, let's just sit this one out and we'll go out next weekend. Because, like, next weekend, all this fuss would be, like, done and over with.
It was over. That was it. They talked about Chicago for so long.
Even how they're doing doctor's appointments, how everything.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
I'm so tired of it. Like, I'm so
Who
ready.
you telling? I'm like, I'm ready for this to be over already. Like, how much longer do we have to deal with this? And even with the vaccine, I did read the article because, you know, I haven't been up to date, but I did read the article, and it was saying that the vaccine, that the side effects are really bad.
I only read, like, a couple that had, like, 5, so I didn't read the side effect. I was waiting for you to come back and tell me.
Yeah, they said it's bad. They was like, they haven't even really been talking about. That's what they not gonna publicize. They just gonna say, take it. But look at the side effects.
This
and
sounds
even
like a settlement in 2040.
it definitely it's gonna be that. First of all, they rushed this antibiotic anyway, and then look at, first of all, if it's the virus that they're giving you so that your body will be immune to it, look at the people who's having long-term side effects from the people who actually had the virus. Like, even talking to my friend, he doesn't sound like his normal self to me. Like, he's gonna have long-term issues, whatever, you know. So it's just like a lot of people who's like had it in a like bad or whatever, they have a long-term issue. They don't even know when they'll be back to normal.
You know, I was listening to, because, you know, I listen to these podcasts, and I was listening to, I think I told you about the podcast of the girl that lost her sense of smell. Okay, so she lost her sense of smell and taste for, like, it's been 5 years already, right? At first, like, that when it started, I was like, oh, she got COVID. But then this is what it made me think.
She
So
said 5 years from COVID?
no, it wasn't from COVID.
Oh,
so this,
okay.
This is what I'm telling you. So she ended up losing her sense of taste and smell because she did, I want to say she did shrooms.
Oh.
So she ended up falling, and everybody was so high that nobody realized that she had fallen. And when she ended up calling, like, 911, they downplayed it because they didn't want to say that they were on drugs. So she hit something in her head that the side effect was it that she literally lost her sense of taste and smell. She can't smell, she can't taste. Like, she almost burned her house down. So I can't remember exactly what in her brain it was that it hit type of thing. But it made me think about, like, you know, the brain is such a hard thing to study and even see. So, like, I get it that they wouldn't even know how to go in there. But then it also made me think, like, because literally the symptoms that she had were, like, kind of like COVID, like her loss of senses. And I was like, I wonder what gland in the brain is COVID hitting, because they don't talk about it. They talk about how it hits your respiratory, but technically everything's connected to your brain. So I'm like, what part of your brain she was talking? Because I think she's able to smell, like, certain things. And it made me think about that. And I was like, I wonder what part of your brain COVID is hitting.
Right.
So now if you're going to give this vaccine is having all these side effects, what part of your brain is it going to hit?
Exactly. They don't know. And the people who volunteering to, excuse me, be guinea pigs, I just was like, great job for y'all, because it couldn't be me. Unless I was already dying or something, like, you know, I'll do it for the people because I'm dying. So maybe if this can help somebody else, but.
And when, like, they've had it, don't they? Like, they've had COVID, the people that are volunteering?
I don't know if everybody.
Like,
no. Some people are, no. Like, they're answering, like, some people who have, like, underlying issues to, like, do it, to try it out, like, type of thing. But no, not everybody has had it.
Wow, FBI agent, I do not want it.
Right. Like, it's just crazy because they don't know, and they not even publicizing, like, oh, well, if you take this, XYZ might. Even with any medication that they've put out that they've had out for years, it has side effects. So it's just like,
of course they don't tell you. You know, speaking of, you know how I'm such a big advocate of like your reproductive I can't even
reproductive
speak. My best friend and I were literally going through, you know how literally first of all, they push birth control like there's no tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
And they push like the IUD. Like I had the IUD, the hormonal IUD, and I took it out. Mostly she didn't. She gave me the information because like she knows I love to like learn. The side effects of the Paragard, the IUD. So it's copper, and they tell you like, oh, it's not gonna affect your hormones. So she was like Googling this, and of course they never tell you. Like we were like literally like it made me so mad because they never tell you. So the long effects of the Paragard in you, because it's copper in your system, it literally overproduces your estrogen to where like you end up bloating up and gaining all this weight where you can't lose the weight, and your mental is affected tremendously because your estrogen levels are off the roof.
Wow.
And they tell you it's not hormonal, but it's still affecting your hormones. And it's like, they don't tell you this. What do they tell you? You're not going to feel anything because...
They don't tell you that. They skate around all of that.
Yes, and I was telling her, like, I'm like, this is so insane. So, of course they're not going to tell you the side effects of this vaccine, like... right now.
No, they not. Because even like when you watch the commercials and they give you like the side effects, I'll be like, I might as well just deal with what I got.
Or it says like, what is it like? Live without migraines. And it says side effects may include liver damage, kidney damage,
right?
blurred vision, and I'm like, I'm
just gonna take for what I got already because this is not gonna work.
Kill me so I don't have a migraine. I'll rather die of a migraine.
Like this is like blurred vision, or you may not see, you may go blind, and I'm like, what? Why would I?
Like, be careful you visit anywhere where like fungi are contagious, so if they're like what is it, like hepatitis or something, like
even like some of the birth controls, like reading what it can cause, and it's just like, oh, it can give you blood clots, it can give you a stroke, it can give you a heart attack,
and if you smoke it's even worse.
Right.
I don't smoke,
if you're at this age, it's not good for you to take this, and it's just
if you had a baby, like
or you're gonna bleed for a year straight. Like I was just like, you know what, I think I'm gonna take my chances. I'm just
like I guess we're gonna find out if I get pregnant or not.
I'm just gonna use the condoms, or I'm gonna use the withdrawal method.
I heard if you time it right, like
you stupid,
you're good.
You're good. Like,
I mean, not the like when you withdraw, but like if you don't. Let me rephrase this. If you do it right in the sense where you track your cycle and you're not ovulating, even if like for whatever reason this person doesn't pull out exactly, they don't know how withdrawal works, you should be good. Because technically your body does, like your body as a woman destroys semen. Mm-hmm. Like the sperm, your body destroys it unless you're ovulating.
Unless you're ovulating because of the acidity in your in
so,
there.
I mean, you should be good. I mean, we got to play scientists.
Right. Wow.
If anybody has done this, please let me know.
I'm sure a lot of people actually, like natural people, go by that. I mean, they may have a lot of kids because it didn't always work. But the ones who like and send the natural into the earth things don't use contraceptive or things like that, or they'll use like the lamb skin or something like that. because they don't want
Well, a lot
that.
of people are. I'm allergic to latex. Like I can't do latex. Like no, latex
Yeah.
is not my thing. Cause
Yeah, they have those natural things, the lambskin,
Yeah.
or so they have alternatives for those people who can't. Like there is, I know a few people who are allergic to latex. That would suck. That would suck because now we got to use this old lambskin. I don't even know how the texture would, but just the thought of like I got to use.
well, it feels the same as a regular condom.
Do it.
Yeah, I actually feel like it feels softer.
Really?
Yeah, cause it feels like a little bit thinner. It's like they come in a black box, and like the
So do
latex.
Trojans. Go ahead.
The latex, I feel like they feel more rubbery.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rubbery texture to them, and I feel like the lambskin doesn't. Like they're thinner type of thing. Like they feel more like they don't have that texture to it.
Okay.
Like I'm allergic to latex. Like even when I put latex gloves, like it's not as bad, but like my hands will start itching.
Really?
So now imagine like in my private area, like no,
Oh,
I
that would
can't
be
do it.
bad.
And that's the only reason why I realized it, because it was just like this should not be happening to me. Like it just felt like I was like afterwards, like I was peeing and like I was like it was burning and itching, and I was like, this is not right.
That happened to me I forgot what brand it was. I had the worst allergic reaction. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And the craziest thing, me and my best friend, talked about it. Because I guess he had that same brand, tried that same brand. And he was like, and I was like, oh my God, that happened to me. And I was just like, I didn't know like what the hell was happening. Like it was the worst. And I was like, what the hell? But yeah, all brands aren't like, but that's
So,
it is. Cause
The
you gotta,
lesson of this story: do not go cheap on your condoms.
you can't go cheap on condoms. Yeah, you're gonna get cheap results and a baby. I didn't get a baby, but yes, you definitely putting yourself at risk though. But yes.
I don't know how we ended up on
I don't
condoms.
know how we get on condoms. I'm like, how did we get to that?
We
Okay.
went from COVID to condoms.
To side effects to condoms, right? Exactly. See.
But that's not even what we're gonna talk about today. But y'all guys got just like 5 lessons.
Exactly. Don't skim on the condoms.
Cover your face and use condoms.
Right. Oh my God.
It's all for your health.
Man.
Have you seen that meme where it's like the mask and a condom sitting on a bench, and they're like, they don't want to wear you either, bro?
Dude, the meme game is ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you that. Like I'll be like, who be coming up with these things?
I don't know, but I be sharing them.
Oh my God.
Gotta entertain my fans.
Oh wow.
But we are talking about our event. We're gonna do a little event recap. It was our first event. FYI, I never want to do it again.
Yeah, she does. She ready for the next one. She's
We're
ready.
gonna talk about what we learned. What was our hardest part? How we checked our mental through it. Cause let me tell you guys, like throwing an event, it's not for the weak. Yes. I think we did learn a lot of stuff. Like we learned that I do not plan events.
We definitely learned that one.
I don't plan events. I like to be a baby daddy. I just like to show up at the baby shower with matching outfits.
Right.
And then
Oh my gosh.
that's it. But I can also we also learned that I know how to turn on my people skills.
She did a great job with the people. She really, really did. I was like, okay. It was good. It was really good.
I think like mentally, like even afterwards, I still think like literally I think this is the first week where I finally like came off it, because on the sense like there was a lot of things that I had to put in the back burner because I had to concentrate on this, like message people like, are you done? Are you coming? What are you doing? Like this and that, like making sure that everything was kind of like getting done, and like if little things were forgotten. And then after that, like I hadn't done laundry in a month.
Oh, wow.
I finally did laundry last week, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, and when I tell you, literally this week was the first week that I finally sat down for myself. Like, I was just like, oh my God, like, this literally took over my life.
It was definitely time consuming, and then on top of like getting ready for the event,
Are you playing footsies with me?
Oh gosh. On top of like getting ready for the event, I was also trying to fit in getting ready for my trip and just getting last minute things together.
And we're still doing work.
Exactly.
We were still recording, and then we were like in the process of shutting down again. So it was like, where are we recording? When are we recording? The event is coming. This and that. Like, it was. Oh,
it was a lot.
God.
And then in the midst of the event coming up, that's when they did the next shutdown, like advisory, right before. I think the event was Saturday, and that Monday it was going back into the lockdown, the advisory. So it was a lot of nerves because people were getting COVID. Like, it just seemed like it was just happening more and more. We both had somebody who how is her dad doing? The COVID, because we were you had the COVID with the dad. No, you don't remember?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Her dad was very ill with COVID.
Who's dad? Oh,
jeez, this girl here. I'm the snot. I'm so done.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I quit. Like, oh my God, thank God we didn't decide because we're like doing video now. We're gonna do video for our podcast. She's like mouthing, and I'm like, who are you? Who's dad? Who had COVID? Why are you lying to me?
Like, how you gonna just forget something serious like that? Like, how did you just looking at me like, I don't know what you talking about, but.
So yeah, we have someone that we knew, that we know. Oh my God, I just had that was a brain fart. Okay, it's dark outside. Okay, my body's telling me it's time to go to sleep.
I see. I'm like, what?
They're fine. They let them out of the hospital because they were really, really bad. They let them out of the hospital. And from what I hear, they're like doing better. But like we said, we don't know what the side effects are going to be of it. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see till they feel, I don't want to say 100%, but till like, I guess they feel to that moment where they're like finally better and see where they're at with everything else or what the side effects. Because a lot of things, like when we were talking about the COVID, and when we were talking about it, I don't think that some people even relate their long side effects to that. You get what I'm saying? So that's also a thing. Like, do you even know that that's from that? But it was like coming up to the event, we're like, are they gonna shut us down? Don't be laughing at me because I forgot, okay?
Oh my God.
That's petty, okay?
Oh my God.
That's petty.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
I cannot. She just looked at me like, I don't know what
she like
about.
sat here mouthed it like 5 times, and I'm like, who are you talking about?
I cannot.
I don't even talk to people.
I cannot. And you was just like, I don't know. No, what are you talking about? The look she gave, y'all, she was like, oh, what are you talking about? Wow.
My bad.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was just a lot leading up to it. And just making sure we had everything together, all our ducks in a row. It was like insane because even though like I want to say like you did take care of like most of it, like we've discovered that this is Charlotte's thing. I don't have like, let's talk about this. We were talking about food. Me, I said we're feeding everybody. Because that's just, like, I don't know how to plan an event. Right.
And she's like,
we're feeding people?
Yeah. Because she has said something like, oh, well, my friend doesn't blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait, we're feeding everybody? Like, what are you talking about, right? Because I was like, I was just going to kick everybody out and feed the people that, like, were part of the event. Not everybody that came to the event.
Oh, my gosh. She was so serious, too.
I mean.
She definitely was serious.
But even, like, little things like that, like, even though, like, you took like a lot of the load off, like the little things that I still had to handle, like the picking up of chairs, like making sure that the performers were coming where they were at, what time we're meeting, like all of that, like it was draining. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it was draining because I was just like, I had to like find out like we're gonna pick up the chairs. How are we gonna pick up the chairs? Who's gonna go with me to pick up the chairs? Are you gonna be ready at this time? We need to drop them off. They need to be picked up. Like, where's the food? Where's this? Where's that? Like, even like little things like that. Like, they were still draining, and I'm just like, this is not my thing. This is not something I enjoyed the day off. But I didn't enjoy the planning.
Just imagine the people who doing like major events, like concerts.
This was a major event. What you talking about?
I'm saying like concerts. The energy that goes into that.
But see, those are artists, right? Like, the artists don't do nothing. They just show up to it.
I think some of the artists do be involved in it. Like
J-Lo.
I could see a J-Lo, I could see Beyonce, like I could definitely feel them like taking, like they're definitely being involved.
But see, they just like order people around. We didn't have nobody to order.
She's so
If I just had someone to order around, like if I just sat and like if I were like a Beyonce type of thing and be like, I want this color, and I just sit in a chair and no, I said I want this color. Of course, events will be my thing. I had to do this myself.
Look at that.
No, there's a difference.
Oh my God.
Look, if I were a Beyonce or a J-Lo, with it, 100, like a Lady Gaga even, you know how she be flying in and all that?
Oh yeah.
I fucks with it, yes. But guess what? She probably goes and sits in a chair and she's like, Damien, I told you no. I told you I wanted this. Like, I don't even know who Damien is.
Like with you. You so
But I ain't had no Damien to yell at.
Oh my God.
I had to do this myself.
You so damn stupid, Damien. Move the chairs here.
Exactly. Like, move this table. I told you I wanted this at a 90-degree angle.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I had no Damien to yell at.
Oh my God.
So no.
You did not.
So see, it was hard.
Okay.
If I had a Damien to yell at, then it'd be a different story.
That would definitely.
But like, yeah, like we planned it ourselves. Like, we pulled this off ourselves, and let me tell you guys, it's hard work. It's very, very hard work.
Mm-hmm.
It's mentally draining too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys also have to realize that what we speak about isn't something like we're just sitting here telling jokes.
Right.
We had to mentally prepare to be in a room full of people that, even though it was our people, we weren't exactly sure how they were going to intake this information or what the energy of the room was going to be at. Let me tell you guys, I did cleanse, I saged, I did everything under the sun before anybody walked in that room.
Yes, she did.
Like, I made sure that the energy in the room was going to be good. Like, I made sure that the energy in that room was going to be good because I understand what we talk about. I understand what comes. So I needed, like, for us to be that mentally state for us. Like, it sounds so selfish, but we're also healing. Like, this is also a lot on us because we still had work. We still had lives. We still had to record. We were doing this, and, like, it was just a lot. Like, and we're still healing too. It's not like... Exactly. It was something that we also had to talk about. Like we said, like, we have to relive it every day, but we're also like putting it out there for everybody. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot. Like, I was just like, oh my God, like,
it really was. I think I was definitely nervous because it was like just a tail.
Like, the day off, were you nervous?
Yeah.
I wasn't nervous the day off at all. Like, I just felt like I was in my zone. Like, I was born to do this type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I just felt very at ease the day off. I think it was, I personally was more stressed, like, coming to it just because of everything coming together.
That was the easy part, literally, for me.
Because that's your thing.
That was the easy part. I think my thing, my nerves wasn't nervous of the people. It was nervous of how I was going to react, my vulnerability, and me talking about it out loud in front of people. Because I still felt very bit emotional about it. So I think that's what it was. It wasn't like a nervous, I'm going in front of the crowd. It was just like, we have our family and friends there, and just we're live or around for everybody to hear us. So I think it was just a matter of like, how am I gonna come across? I'm gonna relay the information well, type of thing, and I don't want to cry.
I think you did really good. Like, I think you did really, really good. Like, I was, like, really proud of you. Like, you owned that shit. Like, you were just, like... I wasn't nervous, like, but it's because I also come from a place where I've always done whatever I want without caring what anybody thinks, regardless of what it is. Like, I have a problem with authority according to people. And I think that's where that comes from. And like I told you, like I also, like, I was thinking back on it, and I was telling my best friend, like, I was like, the craziest things is that, like, I guess you go through your life type of thing and you see how little things have prepared you for something like this, like for an event like this. I want to say, like, nothing prepares you for what we went through, like nothing in life. But like I said, we are not the cause, we're the effect. But going back into my life, I told her, like, I've literally been performing since the age of 3. Like, I've been, like, doing dance. Like, I've always done something with the performing art since the age of 3. So I think being in front of a crowd has always, like, at this point, is, like, nothing to me. So I guess for that aspect, like, I wasn't, like, nervous.
But I think it's different because I did acting in school, and I did, like, acting outside of school and all of that, in front of the stage and all of that. So I think it's different because you're acting, you're putting on a thing, but this is me.
But I think that's, for me, that's why I felt it even more better, because I was just like, I know that this is ultimately affecting people in a good way. Like, all the other stuff, I did it for entertainment. I want to say, like, because I did dance, I did acting, I did juggling. I was a clown. Like, literally. I was literally taught how to, like, juggle, how to, like, do, like, cartwheels and all that. Like, I've always done that. But, like, I guess that at this point, I was like, this is something, like, for me that I'm doing that I know it's beneficial for other people. Like, it's going to have an impact in other people. And I guess to me, it came more rewarding.
It was definitely rewarding. Just hearing the feedback on everybody saying that they enjoyed it, that they was really good. Like, it was even some people were saying that they wish that, like, when it cut off, that it was gonna go longer because they wanted to hear the rest of the Q&A. Like, it was cool. I did really like the feedback from everything.
Yes, I mean, I enjoyed it the day off. I didn't enjoy the planning. I will stand by that. I enjoyed it the day off. The planning is not my thing.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, but I think that's where we come in great together, because we know what we're good at, and we just kind of balance each other out with it. Like, you are great with that. I do this, and we make it work, and we did that. I told
Charlotte, just send me the bill.
Right.
Tell me when to show up and what time to show up, and I got you, girl. Other than that, I know nothing. Cause she kept asking me, like, certain things, and I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Like, she'd be like, "What do you think about this?" or like the cups for this type of thing, and I'm like, these are things that I would have never thought of, and I'm looking at her like, I don't know. And I felt like bad because, like, I know you're asking me because we're partners and, like, you want my opinion and, like, what do I think looks better? But I'm like, I have no idea. Like, you're asking me because I was going to get red cups. And she's like, no, it doesn't go with that. And I'm like, see, I don't know. So then you're asking me about, like, oh, was it? It was like, we're going to get flutes. I was like, what the hell's a flute?
Oh, my God.
And it was some drinking thing. And I was just like, I guess, like, I don't know what that is, what does it do.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Because I really didn't even know, like, everything that went into it. Like, even with the food, where we're, like, the warming and everything and all that, like, the warming of the food. I didn't even know that when you warmed up that food, you had to put a tray beneath it with water.
So it won't dry out.
I didn't know that. See, I learned that day.
Yes.
I was just like, you just don't, like, see?
No, it would have dried it all the way. It would have been just warm just in one spot, and that's why you use the water, so it can evenly heat up everything.
Okay, but I'm planning just so I don't.
You know what?
I was like, watch out, I need water for it. But now that explains, now I understand why I see water when they take them off, see? But I've never wondered, like, oh, why is there water there?
Because
I
it
just
has
go
to
and eat.
evenly heat it. Other than that, it's literally just going to heat the middle of it, and everything else is going to be cold. You like, whatever.
There's a microwave. Y'all can heat it in the microwave.
Goes in the microwave.
Y'all make a line, take a number, make sure you use hand sanitizer and wash your hands. Because that's what we're gonna do.
That's exactly it. See?
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, like, I think I like literally like I told Charlotte, like, I think about like me doing this event by myself, like let's say like I was just doing this by myself.
Oh my god.
It would have been like, you know, like when they have in the movies those like rundown motels, like everything's like hanging down, like probably that would have been my event. 'Cause
Oh my god.
that is not my strength. Like I'm really good at like the day of like managing it and like making sure like the little things are like put together and like the energy of the room. But before that, don't talk to me. I don't know nothing.
I cannot.
I want to be the Lady Gaga and Beyonce
I
of the
cannot.
show. Like, Damien, I said I wanted this blue.
This whole day.
I'm sorry if your name is Damien. I don't know any Damiens, and that's why I used this name because I didn't want nobody to be like, why did you use my name? So, if your name is Damien, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yes, I think this was also a great exercise of us working together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we work together on the podcast, like we do a lot of this together. But I think it was another aspect of us growing together and working together.
Mm-hmm.
Cause, usually like I take the lead in things, and in this one I was just like, I told Charlotte like I don't think I've ever done anything in my life where I've let someone else take the lead. Like I've always been really like. I have control issues. I like to be in control. But I'm also like healing from that and learning about that. And like, had I been in another place in my life, like I would have never admitted that I didn't know how to do it, that I wasn't aware of it. Like I didn't know shit. I'd be like, no, I got it. I'll handle it. And I told her, I was like, this is not my strength. I'm not gonna front like it's my strength. I'm not even gonna try to take over. I'm not even gonna try to like control it. Like, go with it. Just tell me when to show up, what to do, what you need me to do. But it was also very enjoyable for me that it was like the first time in my life that I didn't have control over it. Like I wasn't like in control of it. And I just let somebody else do it. And like I was just kind of like, oh, hello. Like, wow. Like I had never had that in my life. And I was like, oh, I like this.
This feels pretty good.
Yes, now I see why everybody just lets me lead. Guess what? I'm on to all y'all.
Oh my god.
Like I like the feeling of this.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, so I learned that. Like I was just like, this is not my strength. It was nice to let somebody else like kind of just like go ahead. I'm like, I don't know. You tell me.
At it. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
because like she'll come and she'll ask me, and I'm like, I don't know. And it wasn't like because I didn't care, I wasn't interested, but I really didn't know. I had never thrown an event. I mean, I don't even do dinners on my house. Like, even like when we go out, like when we've gone out with friends, like I'll get it together, but it'll be like we're meeting at this restaurant, and this is like that's my extent of planning. Like I'm a planner. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm a planner to the T. But I'm more like, we're going to this restaurant to eat, and we're going to drink this, and we're going to eat this.
That is so funny.
That's it. Like, I'm not decorating. I'm not planning. I'm not, like, no. Like, the event planning is not my thing. But I like to plan, but not for that. Like, Like, y'all tell me, like, y'all need food and water and these decorations to look this way and that way. I don't know nothing
She was
about
like,
it.
no, it's like, what? What are we doing? What?
Like, why you want to do all that extra stuff? And she was like, that's not extra.
Right, it's not extra at all. But she was like, oh Lord. When she said, we feeding people, that was hilarious to me. Like, yeah, I think we have to feed them.
She was like, that's one of the things why you go to an event. And I'm like, no. I'm like, y'all look, I even invited y'all to my event.
Oh my God.
Like, no.
I'm already looking forward to the next one.
You do that. You do that.
Oh my God.
Let me know when to show up.
Oh
Let
my
me know when
God.
to show up. At what time to be present. Just let me know like a week before so I can like, you know, schedule like my hair appointment, like whatever I need to schedule.
You so
I'll
sad.
show up.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think was the hardest part for you?
Well, because a part of me is a perfectionist, and just making sure everything came as I envisioned it.
You know what? I think that's why I wasn't worried either. Because I know I'm a perfectionist. Like, oh, I know I'm a perfectionist, and I know how hard I am on myself. But I also know that you are that way. So I was just like, I know this shit ain't gonna look like trash because I already know how she is. So go ahead, girl. Do you? Do you, girl?
Oh my god! So that was just like, oh my god, this is just so difficult. My friend kept on was like, relax, it's gonna turn out. I'm like, yeah, I know, I hear you.
Let me tell you guys how much of a perfectionist she is. The day off, like I cannot, like, oh my god, this was the funniest thing. I know that you got irritated when we were having this whole chair conversation. She was trying to make me sit on this chair. First of all, if you guys were to see how I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting with my legs open on this chair. I sit like this all the time. My boss has come in and he'll be like, you're just like chilling on that chair, but I'm working. Like, it should not matter how I sit on this chair. And I wear skirts to work religiously, but like, because nobody sees it, I literally like sit with my legs open all the time. So she was trying to, not only this, it was a tall chair, and I'm wearing high heels and a skirt. And she's adamant, like I was so uncomfortable. Even the pictures, I'm like, bro, you can tell I'm so uncomfortable sitting on this chair. And she's like, no, because we need to be higher up. So she's getting irritated. And I was like, well, you can sit on the chair. I'm going to stand up. And she's like, no, because then I'm going to just look lazy. And the thing is that, like, I understood where she was coming from because it's a perfectionist in her. Had it been the other way around, I'd probably be the same way. Like, I'm like, no, like, we both need to be sitting down. And I get the whole highness of the chair. Like, trust me, you're talking to me. Like, I'm all about, like, I'm it. But I was just like, no, because I slouch in the chair. Like, at this point, then you should have let me wear jeans. I could sit in this chair because I'm like, no. I'm like, this is uncomfortable. Like, first of all, you're making me wear heels. And I gotta sit right. I don't know how to sit on a chair. Like, I slouch on my chairs all the time. I sit with my legs open all the time. So, and I was like,
towards the end, she started, like the little kid, she started spinning in the chair. I was like, what is she doing? She definitely, the little kid came back in and she was like, I'm getting restless. I got this damn skirt on. Y'all making me do this.
Yeah, because she made me dress up, right? Because I don't dress up. Like, I do not dress up. Like, I live in, like, leggings and, like, a sweatshirt and some, like, gym shoes. That's my to-go-to. Like, my to-go-to. She's like, we have to dress up.
She couldn't wait for us to put back on the pants and the shirt. She couldn't wait. Like, time, let's go change again.
I was ready. And then when we changed, I was so comfortable. I was like, yes, like, okay, now we gonna talk. Like, I didn't even say I had my drink.
You really did. She was like, okay, she didn't get all the way comfortable.
Because I knew I wasn't in that skirt trying to sit in that high chair anymore. And then Charlotte's like, you just do like, because Charlotte's such a lady. Like, Charlotte is such a lady. She's like, you just do it like this. And I was like, I don't even cross my legs when I sit, girl.
I cannot.
And like, maybe that's not ladylike, but that also comes to me from a sense of like, it goes into that whole like, we're taught to not take space, and that's why like we sit with our legs short, like we take the most minimal space.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of the minimal space. It's just you're a girl and you have girl parts and you have on a skirt, you shouldn't have your legs wide open. I don't think it's like a matter of the space.
You should be looking at my skirt.
Well, anyway. Well, if your legs is open, the perverts are going to look. Or just a guy, period. Or, hell, females, they going to look like, what's something like, hey.
Well, that's why I didn't want to wear a skirt.
Like,
that's why I didn't want to dress up. Exactly. Like, I don't dress up. I literally always wear, like, I wear skirts to work, but I sit in a desk where, like, you can't see. So, like, if you saw how, like, I literally even sit, like, Indian style in my chair sometimes at work. Or I put my legs up on top of the tower under my desk. And, like, my legs are open at work because I sit in an office by myself.
Right.
Ain't nobody, like, talking to me or nothing. And Charlotte's like, I would have taken the low chair. I don't even care. No,
we did end up with the low chair.
Yes, like, in the middle of it. Because I was like, okay, I can do the low chair. But, no, Charlotte wanted, like, the highest chair of the world.
Because it made sense with the backdrop. I cannot. She had to be so difficult. So difficult.
I told her to say I would have just stood. I would have been happy with that. Like,
as I'm sitting down.
Yes, like, No, that that was so funny because I know because Charlotte's a perfectionist and I am too. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna sit on this chair, bro. Like I was so uncomfortable too. Like I was so uncomfortable. Like I was like, no, this is so uncomfortable. Like in so many levels. Like I can't even talk.
I cannot. That's so funny. That was right there. Like, no, I am not about to do this.
You know, it's so funny because my parents never really let me wear like pants. Like I was always like in like dresses and skirts, and I can't like.
That is so crazy. That is so backwards.
I can't like no. Like I'm like no.
You said no.
So I think for future events, Charlotte can dress up and be extra with her gowns.
You said with her gowns. Wow.
Yes. We're gonna buy you there's this lady I watch on YouTube and I'm like, ooh, like her and Charlotte would be best friends, I swear not. Like I kid you guys not, because Charlotte is extra. Like I'm literally like, I think because I told her I was gonna wear like the simplest thing, she was like, okay. So like she kinda like didn't like all the way out there, but had I not said anything, she would have shown up like almost wedding gown type
wow.
of thing.
So offended. I feel so attacked.
Like sweet 16 gown.
Wow.
And you know what?
I feel so attacked.
For our next event, I'm not gonna dress up, and you could dress up as extra as you want.
Wow, I cannot.
And we'll sit on the high chairs. Like we'll sit on the high chairs. But
okay, you know what? I'm gonna definitely wear a jumper, spandex, glittered out.
Go ahead, girl. But I'm dressing up. I'm gonna wear my leggings and my sweatshirt, and we can sit on the high chairs.
Okay.
We can sit on the high chairs. I'll give you that. I'll give you the high chairs.
I cannot.
I'll give you the high chairs. It was good. Like even, I mean, afterwards we still had like little things like the event wasn't done the day of. Like even after that, like we had to clean up. We had stuff to return. Like there was still stuff like the days after the event that had to be like done and closed and like, okay, did we do this? Did we do that? So, like I said, if I had a Damien, I'd be good. I like doing events like I just show up and I'm like, hey.
Right.
The planning is really hard, especially because of what we talk about. Like there's a lot of mentalness that you have to get yourself ready for. Because it was just us playing. Of course, we had like a lot of help from friends, but at the end of the day, this is ours. This is our vision. This is how we want it. It was a lot of that mentalness into it, like little things like, is this ready? Is this not ready? What are we doing here? What are we not doing here? It was a lot. I did learn a lot from it. I learned that you have to feed people. I learned that. I learned that I don't like to sit in a high chair.
Y'all should have seen the depth stare she gave me.
I was like, I ain't sitting on that chair, girl. You can sit on that chair. I also learned that I also feel like the fact that I saged and all that before that, like, did have like a really good outcome from it.
Definitely.
Because I was just like, the energy in this room needs to be bomb. And it was bomb. Like that energy in that room was just like, everybody enjoyed each other. Everybody was like good. Let me tell y'all, the food was bomb.
Yes, it was.
Oh, the food was so good.
Yes.
I think that was it. Like I'm looking forward to our next event, but can I please get a Damien?
Yeah, somebody be like, do this, do that, do that.
Yes, I just wanna like Beyonce that shit.
Yeah, right. Man. It turned out really great.
It turned out really good. We're planning on doing we're doing our podcast on recording it, video recording it. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. We're gonna start recording them, so you guys can see it, like the actual of it. When we record and see her faces, why I don't understand what she's trying to tell me.
I didn't say
working on that. And we're working on other little things. We're just trying to figure out the details because also like where we live is closed down. So there's a lot of things that we want to do, but we're like kind of stopped where,
right.
How are we going to do it? Where are we going to do it? Is it feasible to do it? Is it even safe to do it right now? So we can plan it. Like literally, like when we tell you guys like this event literally got cut off, like the like that Monday, everything was shut down again.
Mm-hmm.
So it was even like, and we didn't know that. We had been planning this event for how long?
Yeah.
We didn't know that this was gonna happen. So it was that like trickiness into it. Cause what if she said that it was Friday was the last day? We would have been like, what are we gonna do now?
Yep.
So we're trying, guys.
Yes.
We out here trying. Thanks to everybody that tuned in.
Yes.
Everybody that donates and has donated, that shares us, that has reached out, that talks to us, that supports us, that tells everybody to listen to us. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to let them know where to find us?
Absolutely. So guys, don't forget to rate us on iTunes, share us, and subscribe wherever your podcasts are available. Check us out on IG_girls like, I can't even talk right now, _girls.like.us. Also, you can email us and let us know your thoughts or opinions or things you might want us to talk about at girlslikeus619@gmail.com. Follow, like, and share us on Facebook at Girls Like Us 619. Also, don't forget, you can also call us, text us, leave us a voicemail at 312-480-4101. Donations are accepted via Cash App at the $ Girls Like Us Podcast.
Yes. Anything is welcome, even like $1.
Absolutely.
The National Sexual Assault Hotline, that number is 800-656-HOPE. The number is 800-656-4673.
Thanks for listening to Girls Like Us.